Yo, 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 what is up? King Kang here, and welcome to my very first and possibly only album review, full YouTube video version, yeah. So, okay, basically, usually I've done a lot of, like, new album reviews for, like, albums that have come out recently and shit, since like about 2018 or so, just new shit, I guess, a little bit. And I've done it on Instagram. It's only 1 minute, but like I've been able to just kind of get a lot of, main points in and whatever, I guess. Yeah, definitely annoying as fuck. But, I mean, I had the idea, yeah, I could, do like a kind of like album reviews type of series thing, but I don't know. But as you read the title, you know what this one is about. So today I am reviewing Black Gold Bride's Restitch These Wounds. And I want to do a video on this one because there's a lot more that I want to talk about, and this time I really do want to talk about this one. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, motherfuckers. I made voice memos of certain notes to remember. I went over, I listened to them before I started this. Hopefully I remember everything. So let's get started. I don't know if I'm going to be doing more of this. If with other new releases, if it's something that I can just really quickly get out in like a minute or so, or just it's whatever, then I'll just do it on Instagram as usual, or I might just start doing it here. I don't know. I'll see. But yeah, so let's get started. So I listened to Restitch These Wounds day after it came out, I'm pretty sure. And so, alright. In summary, is it good? Yeah, it's good, I still definitely prefer the original. And then let's get to why. Let's get to different shit. Alright, so one. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this one out there. Oh yeah. Warning, offensive language. I would say humor. Well, I guess I might make some jokes here and there probably, so either way, when you watch my videos, you should always, right? I made a warning video, just always be warned. Offensive language and humor. Don't be a little faggot. So let's get into it. So basically, get this out of the way. You must be fucking retarded if you really think the screams on Restitch These Wounds are good. I mean, yeah. For the most part, most of the screams are really just what the fuck. And not only that, they are mastered really badly. Like, for some reason, it's mastered to where the vocals are really quiet when the screams come on. And even the singing, I don't know why, but just the vocals generally, the singing, it's really quiet. I hope the fan isn't ruining my hair. I can't really see it because my eyes have been really fucked for the past month or so. I don't fucking know why. They keep burning and shit. So I'm not wearing my contacts and I'm not wearing my fucking glasses. Fuck that nerd ass shit. So yeah. So that shit's blurry as fuck. So I don't know how good I really look. I straightened out my hair some more. So I'm just fuck it. So anyways. Yeah, I don't know. The vocals are really quiet, or at least with earbuds. What I listen to, the earbuds I listen with are Skull Candy Jib 2. JIB2, Jib 2. They're fucking great. They're fucking high quality as fuck. Higher quality than Apple earbuds, alright? Like, and I used to think that Apple earbuds was the highest that I could get when it came to quality. But nah, those motherfuckers are way better. Like, obviously, it depends what kind of earbuds you got. A lot of people buy, you know, the cheap ass $5 ones or whatever the fuck. And you just see at random stores and like, you gotta get some of the branded one, all right? Skull Candy. Just go with Skull Candy, all right? It's like $10 for just a jib or jib 2 without microphone. I use those to record my my music, so I can, you know, it's high quality shit. So obviously, if you have shitty earbuds, whatever the fuck you listen to is gonna be in like worse quality. But yeah, good shit. And so, at least with earbuds, the vocals sound very quiet. When coming out of either my iPhone SE, which I'm recording with speakers, or the speakers on this phone, yes, this vocals, or especially the screams, are pretty fucking quiet still. So yeah. But the instrumentals, everything about the instrumentals though, it's great. The guitars sound great. It doesn't sound too much of like a modern metal sound. I don't really like that. I really love the OG like metalcore guitar tone. I fucking love this specific one too, which I haven't heard of that much. But yeah, I just love, you know, that just classic like about 2000, basically like 2004 to 2008 fucking metalcore guitar tones. Fucking love that shit. So on Restitch These Wounds, it definitely has that more of a classic kind of metalcore guitar tone. On Restitch These Wounds, it still kind of has that. It is more of a refined modern sound, but it still definitely has some of that kind of distortion crunch to it from the older stuff. And overall, the sound of the music, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I prefer the old. It's more like, because in the old, it's more everything, especially the guitars and everything, it's more in your face and shit, which I really love. In Restitch These Wounds, it's mastered. Everything is more quietly. I don't know. It's weird. And so, but also the drums. I think I don't know what each drum thing. I know the cymbals and then just the drums. I call the drums. All right. I know the bass drum and then the snare. I think the others, I think those are called toms. If so, the toms on the guitar, on the drum set used on Restitch These Wounds, the toms are they're too fucking, like, you can't really tell the toms apart. You can't really tell the tom drums apart from each other. You can't differentiate. Like, in the original Restitch These Wounds, you can tell, like, you know? Which is like a whole, like, modern kind of metal drum set, I guess, but in Restitch These Wounds, the drum set that's used, the toms, you can barely tell them apart. Like, it's like, it's very, you can't tell, especially like through speakers. Yeah, you can't even tell. They just like, it doesn't sound all that, the toms don't sound all that different from each other. That's one thing. Another negative, I guess. I'm just going into detail with shit here. How long have I been recording for? Okay, 10 minutes. Okay. So there's that. So definitely, for sure, the drum set could have been a better one that was used. Cause, like, for example, on Sweet Blasphemy, right? In the original, you can definitely hear, and then the music goes in, right? In the Restitch, the re-recorded version, the toms are entirely different. I mean, yeah, at least in the intro, of Sweet Blasphemy when you can tell them apart a little more since since it starts with just the drums. But you can definitely tell that it's more, I guess, difficult to really tell them apart. But yeah, but you know, the snare and everything, it's good, and the drum work is good. It's just a different set might have been better, or at least with the toms, different toms. Okay, what else? Next, there's a lot. And I'm gonna return to the whole screams thing. Let me drink some water. Yeah. Okay, so next up. All right. Fuck. God damn it. Okay, so again, overall, I'll just get this one through. So the screams, that's the biggest problem within the re-recorded version of Restitch These Wounds. Like, it's like he didn't even fucking try. Like, I fucking know, like, and the weird thing is, just last year, 2019, the Night, the EP, the 2-song EP, The Night, they released that EP last year. You know, had you know, the what they call the duology, right? It's a 2-song EP called The Night, and on that EP, they actually returned to more of their kind of older sound, which was surprising because they had kind of strayed away from that a lot more. And it sounded good. It sounded like their old shit. And Andy screamed, which he hasn't done that in a long time, I'm pretty sure. So I was like, holy fuck. And they sounded great. His screams sounded fucking awesome. They sounded like how he screamed back then, right? And so the weird thing is, that was just last year. So how come now, in this re-recorded version of one of their old albums, the screams are a lot shittier? Like, what the fuck? Honestly, it's like, it's kind of a betrayal to the original. It's kind of a disgrace to the original album in that sense, because Restitch These Wounds is like their only full-length album in which they have at least some screams in almost each track. Because then with Set the World on Fire, they went with a more of a glam metal and heavy metal sound. A little bit still with like a metalcore. It's like, for example, The Legacy, and a little off track, but oh my god, his screams in The Legacy, the fuck, it's so goddamn good. Anyway, yeah, so with Restitch These Wounds being the only album in which there's somewhat, at least some screams in almost every track in the album, you know, that's something that makes that album, out of their whole discography, a lot more different in that way. And so for him to seemingly not even try or care for the screams in the re-record is kind of like, what the fuck? So that kind of sucks. Or I don't know, or maybe in the span of last year since the duology and to now, maybe something fucking happened to his voice. Maybe he was sick and he just didn't want to say that he had a little bit of a cold and couldn't scream all that great. I don't know, but either way, yeah, because I mean, I don't know how to replicate how it sounds, but it's like he's trying to be like, I don't know how to replicate his screams. All right, they're just really shitty. There's like, he's not really trying. So like, for example, trying to think of a lyric. Fuck, I can't remember. Okay, the only screamed lyrics I can remember. Wait, I could probably, because I have for reasons of just going through each track and just kind of remembering certain points, I have lyrics here, so I can fucking remember, because I'm a little bit retarded. So like Stitches. No, it doesn't have enough screens. Beautiful Remains. Alright, so he sounds more so like Jelly rest your weary head. I don't know if you can tell, but that's really shitty. I'm not even trying. Alright? When really it should sound, I should have maybe practiced before starting this video. But I'll go ahead and scream anyways, see how it comes out. So instead of Jelly rest your weary head, which is, and it's so like almost whispery and you can understand, you know. Instead it should be more like Jelly rest your weary head. Yeah, there's more power behind that. Obviously it doesn't sound like his screams all that much, and I'm not really trying too much to sound like him right now. But yeah, like I don't know if you can tell the difference, you know, like Jelly rest your weary head and Jelly rest your weary head. Yeah, what you live for now is dead. More good vocals, and then what you live for now is dead. Like, complete difference. Like, it, yeah. So what the fuck? I don't know why he does that. So yeah, that's for the most of the album. And so, another thing, I just remembered. His voice, for some reason, for some reason his voice on a lot of tracks, mostly the first half, is higher. Like, so, he doesn't sound as passionate or puts as much emotion into the vocals as with the original. It's, to me it sounds more trying to make it sound more of a studio professional sound. You know what I mean? Like trying to make it sound more professional. That's the only way I can really put it. I guess. Because he sings higher. Like, his voice is a little higher. Purposely. So that's fucking weird. And that's, you know, come on. Because he has this certain roughness in his voice that you can tell from the original. For example, like, right, like on Perfect Weapon, right? So, originally it's more of like, I should have really practiced before this. Awaken, you focus. You know, like it's got that roughness. Like, for example, when he says awake, you know, that like the awaken. You know, that starts off with that kind of like crunchiness. I don't know how to describe it. Focus on never. You hear that? Yeah, that kind of crunchiness. Like that's something that's really, you can really tell is his kind of his voice, right? But in the re-recording, it's more awaken, you. Like it's just more. I don't know how to describe it. Fuck. And I'm not doing it that well, but just listen to the shit yourself, alright? It's like there's an obvious difference, not as much emotion, or it's just his voice is different. But then the weird thing is, okay, and another thing. So first half of the album, of the re-recorded album, how long it's been? Okay. Of the re-recorded album, first half again screams well, all around for most of the album are kind of shitty-ish. Singing is more trying to just sound more studio perfect or whatever the fuck. Yeah. What the fuck? And then Mortician's Daughter. Mortician's Daughter is a fucking instrumental. Now, don't get me wrong. The instrumentals, they're fucking great. They really are. They're great. But for me, it's missing a key component, and that component is the vocals. It's the singing. Fuck, it really needs that shit. It needs, for me, it needs the emotion, that just certain kind of emotion you can only really hear and feel through vocals. It's missing that. For me, if it just had the vocals, that would complete Mortician's Daughter and be a lot better, to me at least. And I get it, oh, you know, it was written about another chick, and now he's married, blah blah. Like, yeah, but at the same time, it's like, a lot of bands, you know, and shit will like write love songs that they, you know, at first is directed towards this certain chick, right? But then in the future, maybe they're not together, but they still play that song live. You know what I mean? Still a hit, and maybe he's even dating someone else, another chick. So instead, what you can just easily do is, instead of unless there's some like really like kind of shit where it's just like completely ruined for you and you just don't even want to touch upon that song anymore. I have one of those. Then understandable, but you know, it can sometimes you can more so direct it, instead of thinking of who it was originally for, instead direct it towards the person you're with instead. You know, think about the person you're with at that moment instead of the person who it was meant for in the past. And so while you're singing it, think of that, who you're with, not who you were with instead. And it can give the song a new kind of meaning for you. It can give a new kind of, yeah, just a new meaning. It's towards another person. You know, you can, you know, fuck whoever it was for. You can now direct it to someone else instead, and you can mean it towards them. I mean, yeah, it was written for someone else, but at the same time, you know, it's not like you're never gonna write a song just for that new person either. But it's like, you know, especially for a re-recording or something, or if you need to sing it live, just think about whoever else you're with instead while you're singing it and shit. Redirect it, basically. So yeah. So with the point of, oh, it's just he didn't, you know, it would remind, you know, you didn't, he's married now and this was for someone else. Well, I just debunked that bitch. Alright? But, I don't know. It really depends. But, yeah. Fuck. So, could have been a lot better with the vocals though. But, hey, maybe, you know, someone's gotta add vocals to it. You can't see, but I'm doing a thing with my eyebrows right now. But I'm me. I'm gonna fucking I do covers, bitch. So first I would have to cover the Mortician's Daughter original, and then I'm gonna do this, motherfuckers. I'll fucking cover the Mortician's Daughter re-recorded version, which is also, you know, at the end, parentheses, Overture 3. Cover it with vocals. So it's an entire instrumental, but my vocals instead, and I maybe might add some new shit, which I probably already would in the other cover of original Mortician's Daughter. But anyway, yeah, I'ma fucking do it. What's up, bitch? So, after that, then is All Your Hate, Heaven's Calling, Never Give In, Sweet Blasphemy, and Caroling. So, remember how I said that his voice sounded different than how his like singing voice even sounded different than how it used to? Yeah, the second half of the fucking album It's weird. He sounds like him again. Like in All Your Hate, and essentially Heaven's Calling and Never Give In, he sounds almost, for the most part, just like the way he would sing back then, with that kind of roughness and the deepness. He sounds like him. Except for Sweet Blasphemy. On Sweet Blasphemy, he still has that like higher tone, trying to sound more professional and studio, whatever. But all the other songs, I don't really remember Carolyn that much right now. But I'm sure on that one as well, he sounds more of his original self. But yeah, for sure, in All Your Hate, Heaven's Calling, and Never Give In, he sounds like him. Almost a little eerily too similar to the original. It's it's almost like they got the original vocals from the original album and just like copied those tracks and pasted it into the new instrumentals. It's that similar, like almost entirely, or like remastered them and then put them in the original. It's like they copy and pasted. I swear to God, I tried to like with one of the songs. I went back and forth, and it's like the same, like that roughness at certain points, certain vowels, and I'm like, did they fucking copy paste this shit? The fucking vocal tracks, like the screams for sure, those are re-recorded, but the singing, like it's that similar to his old shit. So either, just really good at singing how he, actually sings, used to sing, or there's some weird shit going on. But let's just hope, and I think it's just him. It was like for this other half of the song, I'm just gonna sing like I actually sang back then. So maybe it's just that, and he did it fucking almost perfectly with every fucking pronunciation. But yeah, and another thing. So on Heaven's Calling, on the on the bridge, where he screams, "When angels run, my anchor's dropped. When angels run, my ankle's dropped. Get sail." Yeah, that's the only song. That's the only fucking song where his screams actually sound good. I was surprised. I was like, yo, holy shit. Like, they sounded almost exactly like how they sounded back then. Especially when he first starts the bridge with "Run, angels." Like this, when he first starts, "Run." They sound really similar. There's still like some parts where where they're a little off and sound a little, shitty, like voice cracks kind of. You can still hear that here and there, but the fucking screams of that song actually sound really fucking good. I was really surprised. But that's the only song. On every other song on that re-recorded album, they are, sure, they can sound fine, but not really. They sound really, there's no energy to it, there's no power to it, especially when you compare to the original. It's just not, they're not as powerful, they're not as full, they're just not there. The fuck? But on Heaven's Calling, they're definitely a lot stronger and they're really good. They're a lot better, that song. Still a little, and the mix is still a little off, too quiet, but it's a little louder, it's better on that. The rest of the songs are still shitty and still pretty disgraceful to the original in that department, if you ask me. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's everything. I'm trying to fucking remember. There better not be anything I'm leaving out. Again, the instrumentals, they're great. Oh, another thing. Yes, I remembered. Okay, so I remembered. They said that they wanted to there were certain songs where they wish they had done this with the song and added more to the song. For example, they said that they wanted to, in the song Never Give In, they said that they wanted to do something different with it. They originally wanted to do something more with it, something more with the chorus and more with the song generally, and they wanted to do some things with it differently. Yeah, no, what the fuck? They didn't. They didn't, though. They didn't do anything different. literally, it just sounds like an exact re-recording. There's no like, they didn't add a new part or anything. They didn't change anything. Not that I really noticed, and I've only gone through the album, the Restitch These Wounds once, for the most part. So yeah, they didn't even do that. They didn't change anything, which, not complaining. I don't know if I would have really wanted them to. Depends, but one thing I never give in that I would definitely have loved to be changed is for the breakdown to be longer, because it like the breakdown is like see, I can't even remember right now, because it's yeah, now far back. And that's it, and then it goes into the lead with down, down. Like, they should have kept that breakdown going for at least one more round. At least that's what I would have liked to be added more to it. But yeah, nothing changed about it. Nothing that I think I've noticed so far was really changed in any of the songs for the most part. In terms of like adding another bridge or a different bridge or a more solo or more breakdowns or anything. Just basically exact re-recording. Some different instruments put in, like for example in Carolyn and Mortician's Daughter, more of a little bit of an orchestral sound with the violin and shit. But yeah, so again, I think that's it now. So overall, Restitch These Wounds. Is it good? Yeah. Not as good as the original. Nowhere is fucking close. Definitely could have been better, mostly with the screams. That's all I can really say. I mean, yeah, I'd listen to it, but honestly, I'd still rather... I can't find myself going back to Restitch These Wounds just because I so much more prefer the original, because, like, just the sound of everything and the screams being more powerful, and like the guitars are more there and in your face. And oh yeah, another part. I just remember. I can't remember which song right now, but in one of the songs when they're doing the screams and they're like, yeah, I think it's in the Heaven's Calling, when the bridge with the screams. When angels run, my anchors drop. So it'd go like, on this side, the angels run, my anchors drop. Like they'd switch like that. And the original, it's just right, you know, like just stereo, just regular. Which I noticed for the most part, it's also the scream sound like kind of like stereo. It's weird. Oh, I forgot. I just remembered one last part. Yeah, I forgot which song it's on. I think it was. Fuck. I think it's in All Your Hate. The screams. Okay, there was a part. I think it was in All Your Hate. The screams at some point. It sounds like there's distortion being used. The legit sound, like there's distortion, as in like distortion added to the screams, so they sound better. Stop. Because like I would like you can hear them, and you can kind of hear this like kind of like scratchy, weird kind of sound when the screams kind of end and shit. You can hear a weird kind of like sound to them. I think it's in All Your Hate, where you're able to hear that. Possibly Never Give In. But yeah, so that's fucking weird. So I don't know. Maybe his screams are even shittier than we think, and he had to use distortion in one of the songs. They forgot to, you know, filter out some of that distortion sound, because you can hear like a weird. You can just kind of hear it. It sounds really weird and just really studio magic, kind of. So yeah, and it's not even like it's like distortion being used artistically. It sounds like trying to cover up shit, you know. But yeah, and the screams are really airy. In some songs you can tell, like in like And one of the parts where it's like, your very head. You know, like head. It sounds a lot more whispery as the word comes out, and it sounds really just weak. So, I don't know. Yeah. I could say a little more, but I don't know. I always just feel like I have more to say. I don't know. Anyways, that's my review of Restitch These Wounds. Again, it's good. It's fine, you know? It's whatever. I'm just gonna cut up here because I don't feel like I've been looking all that good. So yeah, it's good. Not as good as the original. I can see myself coming back to some of the songs on Restitch These Wounds, but for me, it's more so. It would be more so just like a collector kind of thing, I guess, or something. I like it. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely just prefer and come back more to the original, of course. So I mean, give it a listen. Give Restitch These Wounds a listen, and I mean, there's no way if you really prefer it over the original, go fuck yourself. Just that's simple. It is not as good. That's the fact. That's the truth. Not sorry for being honest and telling the truth. That's what I do. People hate that about me. Fuck you. You're welcome. Fuck you very much. True fans, like, okay, that's a whole nother topic, but yeah, I mean, really the biggest kind of betrayal to the whole thing is just the vocals. But overall, everything it's fine. Original is better, always shall be, and plus the look, the fucking full-on emo hair and everything. It's just a lot better. It added to the greatness of Black Veil Brides back then. Just the look just did great. Because personally, I like listening to bands that look like me. Duh. I think we all like. A lot of people like listening to bands who they have the same style. I really just don't like listening to a lot of bands that have preppy fucking haircuts and shit. Fuck that. And most of the time they're fucking posers and it's just shitty music anyways. But yeah. But that's a whole nother thing as well. But yeah, so their look isn't there either, so that's a little bit of a minus points there. Yeah, they're coming back to it with like the leather and the war paint, the face paint and shit, but it's not complete without the hair. Get your emo hair back, bro. That's all I'm saying. All right, goddamn. So yeah, I mean, look at me. I look great. Well, I think. I don't know. I'm not wearing my contacts. This close? That's blurry. That's fucking blurry. Alright? My eyesight is shit. But regularly, I look pretty fucking good with my hair straightened and shit. Yeah, what's up? Fuck you. But yeah, so that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Share it if you did. Like it if you did. Blah, blah, blah. If you didn't like it, go fuck yourself. Blah, blah. Leave some hate comments. Blah, blah. The usual shit. Yeah, so basically, yeah. Yeah, so that's my review. Original is definitely still better in every way, kind of that. And yeah, subscribe for all kinds of content. Anyways, rock yeah.